Hey guys, welcome to Led by God Ministries. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Um, as I'm sitting here and I'm going through the words, I have a word really quick, and I just want you guys to really pay attention how things work, okay? The word we're coming out of is 1 Samuel chapter 8, okay? I'm going to read the first three scriptures, okay? When Samuel grew old, he appointed his sons as Israel's leaders. The name of his firstborn was Joel, and the name of his second was Abijah, and they served at Beersheba. But his sons did not follow his ways. They turned aside after dishonest gain. And accepted bribes and perverted justice. This is everything that God is against. Accepting bribes and perverting justice. So that means if there's anything that is just, they pervert it and they make it wicked. Listen to the word, guys. They perverted justice. Okay, so picture how that looks, what that looks like when you pervert something that's good. You make what is good and righteous wrong, okay? In order to pervert something, I don't know why I'm hearing this word, you put stink on it. I don't know why, I just heard that. You put stink on it. That's what I just heard, literally, guys. I just heard you put stink on it. Okay? So, his children, okay, Samuel, first of all, do you guys know who Samuel is? Samuel is Hannah's son that she gave over to the priest, Eli. It was a promise that if God blessed her to bear a child, she would give her son over to him, to God, for him to upbring him. So she did so. She kept her word to God after she weaned him off of breastfeeding him. She would turn him, to give him as she promised to God, because he kept his word in giving her a child, a son. So that's who Samuel is. But he had two sons that were supposed to be following in his footsteps. But instead, they did the opposite. They turned aside after dishonest gain, and accepted bribes and perverted justice. So you know that God is a just God. He's a fair God. So if they perverted justice, guys, that means that they were not fair to anything that was just, okay? They made what is right wrong and wrong right. Holy Spirit, thank you for that word. Ooh, Holy Spirit, have your way. Anything that was righteous, anything that was righteous and right and just, they made wicked. Thank you, Holy Spirit. They made it wicked. They did not side with justice. They were against it, in other words. And this is the very thing that we go through if you pay attention to the world that we live in. Look at that beautiful star that's showing up in heaven right now. Holy Spirit, that star is gorgeous. I think that's the Jerusalem star, guys. Listen, guys. Okay, sorry, my apologies. They pervert justice. So this means that they make whatever is righteous wicked. They don't agree with justice. They don't agree with righteousness. They accept bribes. So it's as if, not as if, because it's saying they accepted bribes. They had already did this. So that means that anybody can come to them and say, if it's, okay, how can I put this word? Holy Spirit, help me out with this one. Let's just say that they were judges, right? And a righteous person is trying to fight their case against a wicked person. A wicked person can pay them and they will accept the bribe. So they will pervert the justice and they will not be just. Because they were able, somebody was able to buy them off, and they accepted the bribe. And so the person that was righteous loses their case because the wicked bought them off to agree. And that's just a little example of what I'm saying. So this is the world that we live in today. These things happen years and years, thousands of years ago, that are still happening today. That people are in high places. I'm hearing that God is changing. God is changing it. So people were in high places because God is getting ready to bring them down. People were in high places and you were able to bribe them. You were able to buy them off. And the righteous would lose to wickedness because of the bribes that were given to the ones that were dishonest in these high places with authority. But God is about to bring them down. I'm hearing this, that God is bringing them down. So just keep your eyes open, guys. God is about to bring down the wicked, and the righteous will prevail. The righteous will prevail. The righteous will prevail. Holy Spirit, have your way. I love you, Holy Spirit, and I thank you so much for this word. But I just was looking at this because I was actually looking at the whole chapter in chapter 8 and how the Israelites were. But this one stood out to me. I've already spoke on chapter 8. And but this one right here that stood out to me, that Samuel raised two sons that you would think that they will follow in his footsteps, but they didn't. They were the opposite of how their dad was, how their dad was righteous, how their dad was speaking to the Lord, how their dad consulted and confided into the Lord when anything was going on. He spoke to God, but they were the opposite. They were wicked. And it's just so crazy how you could bring up your children that they could see the righteousness in you, but go the opposite way. So this is in government, this is in family members, this is everywhere. So you guys just keep your eyes open, pray for the spirit of, the wealth of the spirit of discernment, the wealth of the spirit of discerning of spirits. You have to pray for this. You have to ask for discernment. You got to pray for this because it's everywhere. Wickedness is everywhere, but God is bringing it down. God is bringing it down. God is bringing wickedness down. Righteousness will prevail. I love you guys. God bless you guys. And please stay in the word. Stay in the word and stay close and near to God. Okay. I love you guys. God bless you guys. This is Hannah with Led by God Ministries. Take care. Bye-bye.